And we're live on my Twitch stream. You can also hit it up at livecoding.ca. I just fixed some of the DNS records, so it may or may not be working right away. Anyways, I haven't streamed that much on my own channel lately. I've been doing mainly the dev stream, which you can, I'll pop that in here, but you can give that a follow if you want to. But I thought uh, I'd start getting back into streaming myself as well. Just because, you know, uh, I like streaming and just want to, do some stuff on my own as well here. So just gonna link the Practical Dev if you haven't given it a follow already. And feel free to give me a follow as well if you like. I'm not really expecting that many people on here today because I haven't streamed in a while, but just gonna adjust my light here because I've got a bit of shiny face going on there. All right, cool. So yeah, so like I mentioned, I'm gonna go through stream setup today. So, oh, hey Drew, what's up, man? Yeah, yeah, like I was saying, I'm just gonna go through my stream setup today and the stream setup for the dev stream. And the main reason is like when I first started streaming, I had basically my webcam set up and a black background and not much else going on. And I started pair program. Well, actually, I started streaming by myself, just doing my actual work because I work in open source. I can literally do it in the open, and I really enjoyed that. And then eventually, I was like, well, you know what? It would probably make a lot of sense to, you know, since I work in open source, why not pair with somebody from the community? So I gave that a go. So let me take a sip of coffee there. I started doing that. I started streaming last April on my own, and then the first pairing stream I did was July, I believe. I'm gonna look that up. Um, but it was with Sophia Lee, who's in the dev community. I'm going to just find that article. All right. Yeah, so she was the first one to pair with me on the dev stream, sorry, on my own stream, working on a forum issue. For folks who don't know, Forum is the software that powers dev. And here's the link. So let me pop that in. All right. Why is that not copying? I got so many things running here that I feel like my computer is going to come to a grinding halt. There we go. Yeah, so here's a link to the first pairing I did. Also, let me know if the music sounds like it's cutting a bit. I might stop it just because I've got OBS Live open, I've got Discord open, I've got Chrome open for captionings. Actually, I'm going to close Slack since I don't need Slack right now. And let's see what else can I close here. Yeah, I don't need my bare notes right now. And don't need 1Password open either. All right, cool. That should be a bit better. Anyways, like I was saying, yeah, we did that pairing stream. And then eventually we hit Hacktoberfest, not Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest is a whole other thing. But I got the idea of like, because the dev team, dev sponsored the Hacktoberfest. So I was like, why don't we start actually doing some pairing on the dev stream? Because the practical dev Twitch stream was pretty inactive for quite a while. I think it might have been used a couple years ago prior to last Oktoberfest, but anyways, and that's how that all got kickstarted, and I do that with my coworker Christina Gorton now. Um, and I've slowly been making the stream better over time in terms of, well, it looks a little better, and just sort of some other things I put in, like closed captioning recently. That's on my own stream, but also on the dev stream. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to just go through the setup of all this. All right, so I'm gonna turn off my camera for a second because I'm gonna share my screen and it's gonna do Inception if I have my camera on. So I'm just gonna turn that off and then I'm going to share my screen. So let's go to my home screen. Yeah. Okay. So, all right. We might still end up with a bit of Inception going on. We are, but at least without the camera. So what I wanted to talk about was like how I'm kind of set up. And so I was I started off using OBS originally, and then that was when I had just like uh, a webcam and like really nothing much going on in there aside from just sharing my screen. And I think I was at the time I was doing it on I was screen sharing then, but when I started doing the pairing initially, I was using Zoom after. But I found Zoom was kind of clunky when you switch to the share screen mode to just talking side by side. Then eventually, I opted to go with Discord, which is what you're looking at right now in the Inception windows here going on. That's just Discord sharing there. But I found this a lot easier because the view I have is if you look, if you, I'm assuming if you have streamed, you do know what OBS is, but if not, this is OBS, the screen you're seeing now. I'm actually using OBS Live, so it has these plugins on the side. So there's followers showing up on the left, and then I've got the chat here on the right. But the other thing is you have this notion of scenes. So like if I'm not going to switch it to the starting soon because that's going to just kill what you're seeing right now. But you have these different scenes, and there's I just kind of want to break down what I did. Some of it's smoke and mirrors, but if you look here, so I'm gonna hide it for a second, but this is when this is where Discord is. You're gonna see it disappear for a sec. So there's no Discord there now. I'm gonna bring it back, and then I just made a background here. So if I hide that, you see that part disappearing there. This is just using the color source in OBS. The Twitch chat is interesting, so if I hide it, it's gone there. If I double click on it to show you the properties, you're going to see there's a URL here, and you can literally grab your own user name and create that URL as well. I forget what tutorial I found this on, but I resized it to the size I wanted it to. The custom CSS in here is I hid some things uh, because it's you can add some custom CSS to it. So by default, OBS or will add this one here, which gets rid of the background color. Um, but there was some other things here that I didn't want showing up in the stream there. They make sense in the context of when you're using Twitch, but so that's what I use for the chat there. So I'm just gonna put that in the whatchamacallit in the chat here. Example of embedding chat in your OBS setup using a browser source. All right, let's try that again. Paste. There we go. So that's just an example of that. So let's hide all that. So that's gone. That's gone. I just have I kind of tweaked this a bit this morning, but there's this thin bottom bar. It's kind of a red I pulled out of this picture of me in my wrestling uniform from university. So you can hide that. That's another color source. And then me, the wrestler, is just an image here. You can see there's the stream heading, which you can't see right now. There we go. I can hide that. That's just text. And the other one here, whoops, not that one. Let's put that thin bottom bar back. Where was it? Yeah, there's the stream topic. It's just text again. And that you can change before you do your stream. I've got a picture of an alpaca I took. I used remove.bg for getting rid of the background. So you can see that alpaca just popping up. There you are. And I just basically I took random pictures of me from over the years. That's what that wrestling one's from university. The one up top on the right there with the cheetah hair, that's me playing rugby in university. And that's kind of the setup I have. I've been finding this working really well with Discord. The one disadvantage is there's a lot of things running on my computer right now. So I've got a MacBook Pro 16-inch from 2019 that I bought before starting to work at Dev, and it's a pretty good machine. But even with all these things running, it starts to come to a grinding halt near the end of streams. Um, what else was gonna say? This is just minor, but if I go to the stream, not stream topic, the stream heading, if you go to the properties, I added an outline there, so that's just what that is there. And there's some drop shadow too. These are all things that come out of the box with OBS. And that's pretty much the setup there. And then you can switch scenes. I'll switch scenes. You won't see you're not gonna see it switch on my screen because, well, you're gonna see the stream switch to starting soon, but you're not gonna see it in the OBS. But if I click on the starting soon scene, it switches to my llama. If I go to my be right back scene, it says be right back. And then I come back to the Discord view. I call it the Discord talk view. And that's kind of visually everything that's in the stream here. Now, the other interesting things here, I'm gonna just stop sharing my screen for a sec, and I will put my microphone back on, my video, I mean. There's so many there's so many OBS screens on the Discord that I can't tell where the actual Discord is. Hold on a sec. All right, there we go. I'll pop my camera back on. All right, we're back. Okay. So visually, that's kind of the whole setup, and that's how I change scenes and stuff. Uh, the other thing that's interesting is in OBS or OBS Live, there's in the menu up top. Uh, this I won't be able to show you because it's in the Mac uh, toolbar up top, but OBS or OBS Live, like I mentioned, there's in the menu, there's a profile, and there's also a scene collection option. If you click on the profile, you can create more than one profile. Now, you probably don't need to do this if you're just streaming on your own, but since I stream on the dev stream as well, I need to switch because it's a different Twitch key, so that you can kind of have this different profile for wherever you're streaming to. And same goes for the scene collection. So the scene collection was what I was showing you before there, the starting soon, the Discord talk, and the be right back scenes. Those are the scenes I have for the dev stream. Sorry, for my stream. Um, I can't actually, I thought I was gonna show the dev stream too, but I can't switch to it while I'm streaming because then it's gonna kill this whole stream, which is something I should have thought through. But in terms of what I just went through here, that's pretty much the same. It's the same setup, except the look and feel is a little different in the dev Twitch stream. if you go check out the dev Twitch stream, you'll see that the layout's similar. I have the chat on the right there too, but there's on the bottom there's a Twitch, sorry, not Twitch. There's two little dev card logos, and then there's the text saying who's coming on or what we're talking about. And then there's a picture of our mascot Sloan at the top right, pretty much where I have me playing rugby there with the cheetah hair. So that's the whole setup there. Now, the other thing to talk about is uh, closed captioning. So closed captioning can be enabled. You can do live captioning, like Jason Langsdorf, who's a really awesome streamer, and he's actually going to be on the stream, the dev stream next Wednesday. He has he's got some sponsors, which I do not, because I don't have that many followers. But even the dev stream, we don't have sponsors or anything. But I still set up closed captioning. So we're using something called Web Captioner, which I'll just pull up here. Give me 2 seconds. Let's share that. And computer's just chugging along barely. All right. I'm just gonna share this screen. Okay. So now you're gonna see I'm on this website called webcaptioner.com. If you look at the top there, and you can see as I'm talking, you'll see that the closed captioning is being done in Chrome. This only works in Chrome right now, and this is because uh, there's speech APIs, from what I've understood, that only exist in Chrome. I don't. Maybe they're in other Chromium-based browsers like Edge, but anytime I load up Web Captioner in another browser that's not Firefox, it says you need Chrome. So I have Chrome open too, so that's just adds to the pile of things running on my computer when I'm streaming. I'll drop the link to that here. So it's just webcaptioner.com. So it's gonna take a sip of coffee. All right, so as that's going along, what you can do is you can actually configure it with OBS. OBS has something that allows you to stream a WebSocket that you can configure, and Twitch is able to pick that up, and you can live stream the captions. If you're on the well, if you're watching this stream right now, there should be a little CC button at the bottom of the video on the right near the other settings or controls. If you click that, you're gonna start seeing the text that you see in the web captioner browser window here right now. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing. Actually, there's one other thing I wanted to show in here, in the web captioner window. The funny thing about streaming when you're sharing screens is you try clicking on the screen that's streaming and not the actual window. So you can see here it says stop captioning. I'm not going to, because we're doing a live stream. But there's another thing here. If I click on this, it says channels. And if I click on that, you're going to see this OBS icon, and there's this toggle button. The toggle button's blue right now because I have it on and I have this channel on. And you can configure that with OBS. I'm going to look up the setting right now. Let me just stop sharing the screen. All right, cool. Everything's coming to a grinding halt. All right, let's make this a little bigger. All right, cool. Let me take a peek in OBS. I can't show this because um, it's in the tools menu, but if you're in OBS or OBS Live, this is not available, as far as I know, in Streamlabs OBS or Twitch Studio. Those are two other pieces of software I was using initially for streaming. And then after speaking with Rachel, her name's escaping me, she works at New Relic. I'm gonna drop her Twitch because she's got a great stream. She also works at New Relic. It's twitch.tv jail codes, I believe. Just gonna drop that in. Just give me 2 seconds here. Yeah, that's it. I was on her stream. Uh, let's see. Just close that. She's actually streaming right now. It's busy, busy. Everybody's streaming. Oh yeah, Chris Sean. I don't know Chris Drew, but know some of the other folks there. Aisha Blake. No, sorry, I don't know Aisha Blake. I know Patchy a little bit, just from on Twitter. They're actually going to be coming on the dev stream too in the next month, I believe. But here's Rachel's, if you want to give her a follow on Twitch. She streams about a lot of things. I mean, she's on the New Relic one too, but uh, I think lately she's been diving into some Rust, and she's a Rubyist, so she does a lot of Ruby stuff. I can't remember the name of the game that she's been building or contributing to. I think it's an open source project maybe, but she streams about that. But I was on her stream maybe a month ago, and we were debugging Docker issues for the forum setup. What's Drew saying here? It's funny, he has a YouTube channel where he vlogged about vlogged. Yeah, I'm not cool. I didn't say vlogged. Sorry about that. About becoming a developer like 3 years ago, and those kept me motivated. Hey, that's cool, man. Oh, nice. You're gonna be on the podcast. Cool, cool. Yeah, that's the other thing. If I contribute to this project as well, but this is Drew's brainchild. It's protege.dev. If you want to check that out, it's open source. If you go to that site, protege.dev, it's the actual site, but there's a link if you click on the contributors in the top right in the menu, it should link to the GitHub. Yeah, Drew's been working on this login flow for uh, Protege, so you can create an account as a company or a candidate who's looking for a job and is having some weird state issues. I haven't had time to really dig into it much, but it looks like something's re-rendering. There's this auth provider, or I think maybe it's auth context, but basically you log in successfully, you create your account successfully, and something goes wonky where it re-renders because the auth context changes, and he's still looking into it. I might, maybe we'll pair up this weekend, Drew. We'll see. But yeah, so I got a little sidetracked there, but like I was saying, if you use like I was saying, with the webcaptioner.com, you can go to the tools in OBS Live or OBS, and there's a WebSocket server settings in there. I'm gonna open that, and give me 2 seconds here. Just share my main screen again. Doo -doo. It's pretty mind-blowing how even a massive power horse of a machine. Like this machine, like I said, it's the MacBook Pro 16-inch from 2019. It's got like 8 cores. I think it's an i9 processor. I got 32 megs of RAM, and it's coming to like a grinding halt right now. Uh, Still running, but so yeah. So if you just see here, it's gonna do Inception, but you can see here when if you go into the tools of the OBS Live or OBS menu at the top, like in the Mac toolbar or your Windows machine, there's this WebSocket server settings. I took the default, so it's using server port 4444, and then it's recommended to set a password. I created one in I use 1Password. It's super super awesome, and I just generated this super long one. And then with that, when you go into Web Captioner, like I was showing you before, when I was going to the channel, and you saw that little OBS icon with the toggle. in there you can add the password in there, and it's recommended. I'm not really sure what would happen without it. I guess somebody potentially hijacks your closed captioning, which is probably not good. Um, but yeah, uh, yeah, Drew's saying he's looking to pull out the plug on the login flow and start fresh. Not necessarily a bad idea, you know. I mean, you have the UI for it. Maybe, like I was telling you the other day, just I tell this to other people too, but like, you know, just think of how you want it working, or draw it out, even if it sounds silly, because when you start doing something like that, it helps you kind of, just like when you write stuff down, it just helps you really understand concretely what's going on, or hopefully, or at least it gets the brain juices flowing. uh, I'm gonna guess it's probably something super silly, Drew, too, and when you find it, you're gonna be like, oh my god. But anyways, okay, yeah, Drew saying he grabbed an M1, and it's going like it's like butter. I think I probably will grab one eventually, but I bought the the MacBook Pro 16-inch about a year and a half ago. Uh, it's still obviously a good machine. I'm gonna wait at least till next year, because from what I read, the M1 chips, not the sorry, the new M1s are supposed that are coming out the following year are supposed to have more ports, I believe, and just like just some improvements. So not that what you grabbed is bad at all. I'm sure it's like a super amazing machine. It's just like, since I already have a pretty brand new machine, I'm gonna wait a bit. Because also, you know, you got to drop some change to get these things. Um, so just to kind of recap what we oh you well, you upgraded from a 2013. Wow. That's like that's going from like Model T Ford to like Tesla. Okay. So yeah, so just kind of recap what we talked about so far. Yeah, I kind of went through my setup in OBS Live. I just started using Hey, what's up, TK? Hey, TK. Yes, this is not the practical dev stream. Uh, yes, welcome to Nikki T Land. Yeah, like I was saying, Kirk, I started, I've streamed a little bit on mine recently. I think the last time I streamed was with you. But I just kind of want to get more consistency on my own stream too. So I'm probably going to be, I don't know, for me, Fridays is a good day because it's a no meeting day at Forum. And it's kind of like good way to kind of wind down. And also, as the weeks gone by, you know, like it gives me more time to think about what I'm gonna stream about. Um, and also, like this layout you see here, I had like me with the wrestling picture and the live coding ca.ca text and the little rugby guy up top there, but just before, about an hour ago, I added the alpaca. I used remove.bg for that to get rid of the background. Worked pretty well. I just thought I'd toss them in there. And like I was saying, if we go back here, I've got my alpaca over here too on the starting soon and the be right back page. So yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty happy with the setup for now. Um, like I said, I can't. I didn't think this through when I started the stream, but I can't really show the dev stream setup. But it's pretty much the same. It's just different assets. Like there's no alpaca in the dev stream. It's we've got Sloth, our mascot that's at the top right, and some other dev assets. But the rest of the layout's the same. Like I have the chat at the bottom right, and then just I'm using Discord, as I mentioned, for the whole screen there. And I think there was, oh yeah, there was another thing. There's a bar uh that I use to hide the Discord. I believe that's there. Oh no, maybe it's not there. I do it on the dev stream. it just hides Discord from the top there just to make it look a little nicer. But I have a feeling my window's it's a little smaller today for some reason. It looks like it's trimmed. I don't know. Could be because I've got the Discord in the other window. But anyways, all good, all good. All right. I'll see you later, Kirk. Kirk's got some lag issues. Could be the island internet. I don't know. What about you, Drew? Is the stream dragging for you, or did Kirk just literally mean his internet was kind of going wonky? I'm trying to see. Yeah, like I said, I've got Discord running, OBS Live. I've got Edge for my browser running, and I'm gonna close Edge actually because I don't need Edge right now. All right, and I need Chrome open for the captionings, like I was saying. Why don't we take a peek at VS Code because I do want to talk about that setup too. So let me just share my screen there for a sec. All right, let's see that that's showing up okay. All right, cool, cool. All right, so we got VS Code here now. Now, all I really want to talk about here is how I set up VS Code when I'm doing the stream. I'm just working on something here right now, but um, so one of the things is when you're streaming, even if you have good eyesight, generally it's a good idea to just zoom in some more, just for everybody so that they can all see your screen really well. So typically what I do, I hide the terminal. I'm using the embedded terminal in VS Code right now. I'm just gonna close it, and then I usually close the sidebar as well. And now if you see that on the screen, I can read it, but I find it is kind of small. So I usually bump it up. I zoom in like doing control plus plus, sorry, control plus if you're on Windows, command plus if you're on Mac. So I usually bump that once, twice. That's pretty good. So now you can see it's just a lot. It's a it's a lot easier to read now. Now, the other interesting thing, and this comes built in VS Code, is you can switch to screencast mode. So what is that? So if you press Command Shift P, or if you're on Windows, I'm pretty sure it's Control Shift P. If you type in screencast, you're gonna see here it says developer colon toggle screencast mode. So I'm gonna select it, and now look what happens. So if I start typing, you're gonna see me typing on the bottom there, and this can be helpful for folks. Hello, Drew. So that's what I do as well when I'm streaming. Let me reset the zoom now. Okay, and I'm gonna disable the screencast mode because I don't need it now. And if I type again, yeah, it's back to normal. The other thing that I recommend, and this is more if you're pair programming, is I use the Live Share extension pack. So if I come to my, where is it? Should just be Live Share. Yeah, so there's a Live Share extension pack here. I'm just going to grab the link to that. But essentially, if you look for Live Share extension pack, it will show up. Like if you go to I'm in the extensions panel right now, install that, and Live Share is a really cool tool. It's specific to VS Code. I believe it's Live Share itself. It works in Visual Studio as well. So if you're a .NET developer, it works in there too. But the cool thing about this is think of it like Google Docs for working in your editor. So if we're not going to do it now because Drew's probably working on something and I didn't send him an invite or anything and I didn't prepare for that. But I can send Drew an invite, for example, and then he can connect to my Live Share. And then from there, all of a sudden, if he'll see, it's going to load up this is what the cool thing about it is uh, you do need VS Code installed, but I think you can also run it from Code Spaces, which is a newer feature of GitHub. Let me find the link to that. Just one sec. Yeah, GitHub Code Spaces. I'll drop that there. I'm not sure if it's still in beta, but I got access to it. I don't know. I guess they give it to people at some point as they scale it out. It's kind of handy because you can literally just load up a whole environment. It looks exactly like VS Code. Everything works the same. Um, you're limited to what the browser can do, but it's pretty powerful. Um, Let me find the live share extension pack link. I'm gonna pop that in too. There we go. All right, let's pop that in here. Uh, cool. Yeah. So, like I was saying, the cool thing about I'm gonna just stop sharing my screen. One sec here. So many screens. All right, cool. Yeah, so the cool thing about live share is not only can somebody be working in your editor, or let me backpedal a bit. Like I said, you need VS Code installed or Code Spaces. I think even I think it can launch something in the browser so that you can work with somebody. I'm not positive about that, or maybe it was Code Spaces. But the cool thing is, once it's loaded up, so say that let's go with the example of they have VS Code installed on their machine. What happens is it's like they have a direct connection to your project. So they're not like all those files are not physically getting loaded onto their machine. So they're literally like just hanging out in your session that you happen to be working in, and then you can both edit the doc like a file at the same time. You can follow each other, like if somebody switches a file you can follow in that file and stuff. There's some other really cool stuff, like for example, like when I'm doing development with when I'm working on Forum, which is my day job. um, when we load up the site locally, it runs at HTTP colon localhost 3000 port 3000. So if I have that running, the person, I'm pretty sure this is by default, the person who's in your live share session can actually go on their local host to port 3000, and they can see my website that's running on my machine. And this is done through some kind of proxying magic, I imagine. I don't know all the details of how that all gets working, honestly, but I probably will have somebody from the VS Code team on the dev stream at some point. I doubt they'll hop onto my own stream, but I know his handle is Lost in Tangent on Twitter and on Dev2. Jonathan Carter, that's his name. I've I'm not sure if he's in charge of the live share project, but he definitely does a lot in that project. So anyways, but yeah, so there's that. So they can access your web server. The other cool thing is you can grant them access to your terminal. And this could be like if you're pairing in, obviously use this with caution. Don't invite somebody random into your session and all of a sudden they rm space dash rf your whole folder. So uh and mind you, maybe there's some security stuff in place that just doesn't allow that, but it's a cool feature. um there's probably stuff I haven't even tapped into in live share yet, but I find that really super handy, especially if you're doing live coding. Let's see what else. Yeah, this is more just, and I'm definitely no streaming pro yet. Like I said, there's definitely a lot of other people who've been doing this for a while. Like I mentioned, Jason Langsdorf's gonna be on the dev stream next week, and let me find his Twitch so you can give him a follow if you aren't already. 2 seconds. He's got a pretty sick setup. Um, Here, let me paste that in here. Yeah. So he has, you know, he has his tagline and stuff, and he has the chat in there as well. But he has so many other cool things that eventually gonna probably bring some of that stuff in. We have Jay Thompson, who is on the dev stream. I think like maybe almost a month ago now. He's a wizard with animations, web animations, including CSS animations, GreenSock, and he realized that we have this sloth mascot for the Dev2 website. So he's like, we've got to animate that. So he's gonna come on the pairing stream in not next Wednesday, the following Wednesday, and we're gonna do some overlay magic in OBS where we're gonna animate the sloth and maybe do some stuff like if people put a command in the chat to say like swing or whatever. So we'll see. That'll be pretty cool. Um, what was I saying though? What's that? Oh. Um, yeah, so there's live share. I've gone through VS Code. Oh yeah, I was just gonna talk about this is just general Twitch stuff. This is stuff I didn't know when I started. So if you are beginning streaming, you might already know this, but I'll mention it anyways. So when you stream, it it will record it and save it on Twitch. So like on your profile, like if you go to your videos, you'll see like whatever stream you just did, it'll stay there. But the thing is, it has a lifespan of 2 weeks. So after that, it just gets deleted. And I don't know if this is because of a space issue, because there's a lot of people streaming, or if it's really just the nature of it, like kind of like, you know, kind of like a la Snapchat, but 2 weeks later, just get rid of it. Um, so what I recommend doing is create some highlight videos. So you can take the video that just finished, like once I'm done this stream, I'm gonna create a highlight from this stream, and it's essentially a 2 or 3 minute highlight of this stream, and then I'm gonna publish that, and that actually stays on Twitch. And it's a good way to have people discover like, oh, what kind of stuff goes on this stream. So I'll be doing that. Like I said, I haven't streamed that much recently, and I forgot to do one when I streamed with Kirk. But you can see there's other ones if you go to the videos on my Twitch stream. There's like Tanaya Jackson, who I paired with. We've got a few other folks there, including Sophia Lee, and there's just a few others there. I started doing those again on the Twitch stream too because we had forgot to do them. But the other thing I was going to say is um, once the stream's done, you can download the entire video. And what I do is I upload that video to my YouTube channel. And same thing when we do the dev stream, I upload it to my YouTube channel, which I am going to find my YouTube channel right now because I do not have at least 100 subscribers. So I don't have a custom URL or anything. I'll probably just make one like, I don't know, youtube.imdeveloper.com using my own domain. But all right, here we go. Here's my YouTube. Okay, cool. All right, you heard me talking there for a sec. That was my YouTube auto starting. All right, cool. So that's my channel if you want to give it a follow. There's not much going on in there right now. There'll be more content there because I plan on streaming more on my own stream, like I said, on Fridays, because consistency is really what gets people coming back. And also, I do pair on the dev stream, but we stream on forum issues. But if ever you wanted to pair on something on my stream here, I'd love to. I know I've done some I've done some pairing with Seth Hall, who works on the Protege project too. Maybe he'll pop on, or maybe I can get somebody else from my virtual coffee group. Uh, and that's another place you should check out if you haven't yet. Virtualcoffee.io. Is that it? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so this is a cool community. It was started by Becca Harwood Weigel. She tweeted this out last year, like, you know, 2020 was a dumpster fire because of the pandemic. 2021's still kind of dumpster fire-ish, I think. But yeah, she started this. She just tweeted out like, "Hey, who wants to meet for virtual coffee?" And it was literally like a Zoom, and initially there wasn't that many people. Community's growing and stuff. There's a website now which I linked there. There's a Slack community. There's all kinds of stuff in there. Definitely check it out. And you can say hi to me as well. I'm usually there on Tuesdays, 9 a.m. Eastern is when that virtual coffee is. The other one's at noon Eastern on, which I believe is 5 p.m. UTC. That's on Thursdays. I usually make every second one of those because I have an engineering all hands meeting for Forum. But yeah, no, lots of great people there. That's where I met Kirk, who was on here briefly, and also Drew, who may or may not still be on here. Anyways, that's pretty much my setup, and like I said, it's the same setup aside from different assets for the dev stream. Went over how you could set up web captioning. Showed you how I built the UI for my stream. Like I said, same for the dev stream. Went through some VS Code settings, so how to use the screencast mode. Make sure you zoom in, like I'd say zoom in twice is usually good, depending on your font size. I think I bumped my font size up to 18 pixels now, so I only zoom in twice now, but I used to zoom in 3 times. Um, if you do any kind of pairing and you are using VS Code, the Live Share extension pack is really great. And aside from that, if you aren't already, feel free to give me a follow here on Twitch. I'm definitely, like I said, gonna be streaming here. I'm gonna keep it consistent on Fridays at 1 p.m. Eastern, so that's 6 p.m. UTC right now until the time change again, because everybody loves the time change. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think we're gonna stop for today. I'm gonna get back to some work here, but thanks for popping by. Thanks for the moral support, Drew. And yeah, we will see you next time. Peace.